I'm Shirley Washington. Tonight we take a closer look at Bridge Bread, a local nonprofit organization that's helping to bridge the homeless gap by baking and selling loaves of bread. It's a special mission that's about a lot more than baking. It's also about changing lives.
My first day, I walked down from the St. Church all the way here.
Sabrina Mosby served the homeless at St. Mary's Church before she became a baker at Bridge Bread.
I had been homeless for 2.5 years. I really wanted this job. As of now, I've been here a little over a year.
Like the cinnamon rolls Mosby makes from scratch, her opportunity here is sweet.
And I can take a skill anywhere, and I always have it. So I'm grateful for that. Very grateful.
Bridge Bread, founded by Sharon and Fred is a nonprofit that hires people who don't have a home to call their own, then trains them to become professional bakers.
You don't have a place to sleep, and you don't have a place to shower, and you don't have an alarm clock, you don't have transportation. It makes it really hard.
It's not just a job. We're working with people who need to get back on track, need a lot of extra support and encouragement, and most jobs don't offer that.
Most jobs don't offer employees a social enterprise where they learn skills to sell what they bake and find hope in the baking.
The thing that folks that are living on the street suffer from most is a loss of hope, because they've had so many things that have gone wrong in their lives.
And they don't offer a blend of learning or connections to a mixture of resources for everything from social workers to housing and from transportation to education.
Coming from where I'm coming from is not nice. It's nothing nice. It's nothing nice at all. So I wasn't used to somebody actually caring about my education, actually caring about if I'm gonna make it.
Dwayne Wilson was inspired to start his own landscaping business after the Donkeys hired him to work as a baker.
I got my idea from him. I just thought that if I can create a business that can give other people jobs and give them an opportunity the way they gave me an opportunity, and have them get paid while they're doing it, why not?
6 bakers make the breads, brownies, and cinnamon rolls, which are packaged and sold at area churches. And at Bridge Bread stores on Cherokee Street in St. Louis and Main Street in historic St. Charles.
When you buy $1 worth of Bridge Bread, about 70 cents goes to the baker's wages and about 30 cents goes for the ingredients.
Like Mosby, all of the workers have risen above their circumstances and have good jobs, bright futures, and their own homes.
I'm so grateful to Mr. Fred and Mr. Sharon for helping me and helping my fellow workers. Nobody's supposed to be homeless.
Joining me now, Sabrina Mosby, Bridge Bread baker, Sharon Donkey, co-founder of Bridge Bread, Dwayne Wilson, Bridge Bread baker and business owner, and Fred Donkey, co-founder and president of Bridge Bread.
There's
Thank
no
you
owner.
so much for being here. I appreciate it. And Fred, this is such a wonderful organization. Tell me a little bit more about how it came about.
This came about because Sharon and I attended church that's real social justice oriented, and we had volunteered at a homeless daytime center and became became very interested in the plight of the homeless. And then we engaged in a conversation about poverty and social justice as well, and decided that the best way to fight poverty in the long term, and especially poverty that leads to homelessness, is with jobs. So then we wanted to start a job program of some sort, and didn't have a lot of money, didn't have a lot of facilities, didn't have a whole lot of anything. So we had to try to figure out what we could do, and the idea of making bread came to me in a dream after a day when I made my first 2 loaves of bread and ate them, and I got up and said, "Thank you, Lord, I got my instructions." So
Wow. And you did not have a business plan for this.
I'd never even made bread before. This came out of the blue. No business plan. Sharon and I are both business people and have done business plans and project plans and all that, but we just kind of went over to the shelter and got some folks and started making bread the very next Saturday and sold it at our church and paid people. So, I guess you're a social enterprise because you're selling something, you're paying people, and that's kind of what we did about 5 years and a couple of months ago.
Wow, that's incredible. Sabrina, just fill me in. How did you get involved in Bridge Bread? How did you become a baker here?
Well, I was actually volunteering down at the Seminary Church, and I volunteered down there maybe a few months. And one of the caseworkers came to me, and they liked, that I was volunteering, and I really wanted to get off the streets. So they introduced me to Fred, and I had the interview, and it goes from there. I've been there a year now.
And you were homeless.
Yes, for
Tell me
2.5 years.
what happened? What was your situation that landed you on the streets?
Well, I was once married and went through a divorce, and he got majority of everything that we had. So I was left out on the streets, and about 2.5 years, and it was hard out there. Me being a woman and by myself, but I made it through by the grace of God, and found Mr. Fred, and he changed my life.
And you walked to work your first day?
Yes, I did.
Tell me about that. How far did you walk?
Well, I walked from downtown to St. Mary all the way to South Grand, where the bakery is. I was very determined to get this job and get off the streets.
And you did that.
I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Dwayne, tell me about your situation.
I was introduced to the Bridge Bread family through a relative, and the first day I met Fred and Sharon, like my whole life just changed right away. Like coming from where I came from, I didn't really have a sense of the type of people that I was meeting. It was brand new to me, so I had my guards up when I first dealt with them. But in the matter of a week of them showing the love and the honor and the respect of what we do and where we need to go in our life, that's what actually gave me the energy to put more juice into myself. I didn't know what I can actually do as far as my hands, as far as starting a business, as far as actually putting my thoughts on paper. And these guys just really taught me how to expand myself. So the whole Bridge Bread organization is just outstanding to me and to the other people that's been around me, to my family. It's been doing wonders for us.
So you were inspired to start your own business, and you're currently working for Bridge Bread. You're
Yes,
still
ma'am.
working as a baker, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
But you were inspired because of that experience on the job and your relationship with Sharon and Fred to start your own lawn care business or landscaping business, correct?
Well, I kind of wanted to do what they do by creating jobs. I couldn't create jobs the way they could, but I knew that I can do it in a lower perspective. So when I started my landscaping business, I didn't think that it was going to turn into what it turned into now. And all I wanted to do was to do exactly what they were doing and just create a job. So that's actually what gave me the inspiration.
So how many jobs have you created so far?
I have 4 to 6 workers right now.
That's awesome. That's good stuff. Sharon, you said to me earlier when I spoke with you that this is about more than giving people jobs. Why is this so special, and why is this show so unique?
It's more than just a job, it's changing lives. It's restoring self-respect, pride, giving them hope that things can get better, because when you're living on the street, you've lost everything, and you feel like it's never going to get better. And we kind of gradually bring them around where, yeah, things are getting better. Aren't you proud of what you've accomplished so far? And guess what? There's more that you're going to accomplish too. So giving them hope and celebrating the successes, because there have been lots of those, and it's real exciting to see.
Yeah, and I think another thing that you mentioned to me earlier is that Bridge Bread also connects the bakers to other resources that they need. Tell me about that.
Right. We partner with an organization called Kingdom House. We use their social workers so that the bakers are free to connect with them and find other resources for, food pantries, financial counseling, things like that. We also have another partner program called Home First STL, which provides affordable housing, and several of our bakers have taken advantage of that program too.
Bree, just fill me in. You have your own place now.
Yes,
How does that feel to have your own place?
It feels wonderful. It's been so long since I've actually had my own place, it's like, I don't know what to do now. It's like, you know, it's a big breath. It's like, you know, taken away from me. I'm just so grateful. So grateful.
Yeah, I can tell. That's good stuff, and you should be excited and proud of yourself for all the hard work, because you put in the effort,
Yes, ma'am.
and you have the resources
Yeah.
to support you, and I think that speaks volumes. We've got to take a break. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll continue the program, and we'll tell you some things about bridge bread that may surprise you. Stay with us. Back in a moment. Health is St. Louis tonight, we are talking about Bridge Bread, a local nonprofit that is helping to change the lives of homeless people in our community. And Fred, one of the things that struck me and came as a surprise when I was talking with you, you shared with me that neither you nor Sharon gets paid for this.
Right.
You have this social enterprise where you are giving jobs and changing lives, but yet you're not rewarded financially for this.
Well, there's plenty of other rewards.
Yeah.
But actually, no one is paid except the bakers. Even our accountant, lawyer, marketing guy, all the services are donated. So it's a pretty pure program that when you buy $1 worth of bridge bread, about 70 cents goes into the wages for the bakers, and about 30 cents pays for the flour, salt, sugar, butter, and that sort of thing.
Yeah. So Dwayne, you didn't have any experience as a baker before you came on board with Bridge Bread?
Not at all. I always like to cook, but as far as baking bread and all other type of sweets, I don't have experience for that.
So what did you think about that idea of becoming a baker?
Well, since I had so much of a drive to cook, it was just second air to me. It was just another life to me. Like, it was automatic for me.
So Bree, who trains you guys?
Well, who trained me? Dwayne actually trained me.
Dwayne trained you?
Yes, Dwayne, he's our head criminal person, but he trained me, and I'm getting on there, and I'm moving along.
So who trained you, Dwayne?
It was an old baker by the name of Amanda, and she trained me, and
She's gonna love
her
that.
legacy then drew on down to everybody else. So here I am, the production manager.
What they're really saying is something that I think is really special. Talking about being special, is the bakers have established a bridge bread culture, and their family, and they sustain that culture. Yes, Sharon and I had to be there to get it all started, but at this point, they're training each other, they're supporting each other, and when a new person comes into the program, they don't have to listen to Sharon and me to encourage them. They can talk to folks who've been there, done that, and they've had life experiences similar to their own, and they can start to believe. And then something I just got to mention too is, when you come in the morning and your life's been going not so good, and there's sacks of flour and tubs of butter, and at the end of the day, you got these gorgeous cinnamon rolls that people are just going to kill just to get one of them. You go, I can do something good, and I think that's really special. I think it's not every job has that. But Bridge Bread, we really have I think a really good sense of accomplishment, and it really promotes that dignity and self-worth.
Mm-hmm. And Sharon, not every job is going to provide those resources that people need, to survive. This is just everyday survival. Tell me how important that is, and you discovered that to be for all these people that work for you.
Well, you take someone who's really at the bottom of their life experience, and they have so many issues to resolve, and you can't attack them all at once, so you just take one at a time. Primary is you need money to survive, so you need a job. You need shelter, you need somewhere to live. You need a way to get food, you need transportation. One person who stepped forward is we have a dentist who provides dental care for all our bakers, and boy has that been popular, because everybody needed dental care. When you don't have money, of course you don't go to the dentist. So it's just one step at a time kind of thing.
Fred, how many employees are there, and how much are they paid?
We have 6 employees, and I believe the wages range from $10.15 an hour to $13.50 an hour.
Wow.
So reasonable. Now, when somebody first starts with us, before their life is stabilized, they're still on the street and they really can't even carry around a lot of money. We actually start them at like minimum wage, and then we provide them with lunch every day, and we provide them with a bus pass. But as soon as they're stable to the point that they can handle money on their own, we move on into the regular wage program.
And then how do you find the candidates
to
We
work?
we only hire by referral from a social service agency, and we ask them 6 things. In fact, remember, person needs to meet the federal definition of homeless, which is very precise. And,
Which is what?
Well, it includes people who are living in a shelter, because that's not a home, people that are on the street, people who are couch surfing in unstable situations. So there's a little bit of variety, but it's a very precise definition, and we get someone with a social work degree that knows exactly what that means, that the person is experiencing homelessness, that they have not been able to otherwise find employment, but are capable of holding down a job. So we're not actually trying to take folks that just need permanent supportive housing. That's important. It's not what we're about. We're about jobs. If they have had trouble with the law, it's okay, as long as it's not been a violent crime. If they've had trouble with addiction, as long as it's under treatment, that's okay. That hasn't been a problem for us, but that's what we tell the social workers. And if they have a mental health problem that's disabling, they need to be willing to accept treatment for that. And then we take the person, and we don't ask to get the very best possible candidate to be a baker. We take the person we get, and we make them be the best baker they can be.
Bree, just fill me in and tell me, how has this whole life experience changed the dynamics that you have with your family now?
Oh, now I'm more in touch with my kids. We do everything together. At first when I was homeless, it's like they were there, but I couldn't do anything for them, so I distanced myself. But now, since, I have a stable place and a job and everything, me and my kids hang out all the time. And family members, I'm just starting to get a lot more love, just because I'm taking better care of myself, and everything is just falling into place, and I'm so grateful.
Yeah. What about your confidence level and your self-esteem?
It's way up there. It's like at first, being homeless, you don't take care of yourself. You walk around just looking bad. But now, I have the means and everything to put into making myself a better person. And
Tell her about speaking in front of 1,000 people at a church.
yes, that was so scary.
That is so awesome.
Yes, I had to speak in front of a church to basically promote our bridge bread and everything, and I was terrified. I was literally terrified. I was sweating and everything, but they made me so comfortable. So after 3 services, I was fine.
Yeah. What do you think are the most important elements about Bridge Bread that made such a big difference in your life?
Family, showing that you care, and showing that this is not the end. You may be at the bottom, but you can always rise back to the top. And they showed me that.
Yeah. Did you not know that, Dwayne, before you started working there?
Well, my situation was I wasn't consistent. I was up, I was down, I was up and I was down, and I was just around the wrong people, and I couldn't really get a sense of what to do right because I had nothing but wrong around me. But when I came into Bridge Bread just gave me a whole different level of hope. I didn't have hope. I didn't believe in too much. But when I met them, it just gave me the power to put the energy into myself.
Yeah, and then look at how it's mushroomed. Now you have your own business. You were an entrepreneur too.
Yes.
That's good stuff. I mean, how proud of you are you? I mean, you've got to be pretty proud of yourself.
Yeah, I am. I didn't think it was gonna happen.
And one more thing happened.
Oh yeah, I enrolled in for Forest Park this week too.
That's awesome. What do you want to study?
I went for business and administration.
That's great. That's good stuff, and it's good to have that knowledge, especially now that you are a business owner.
Well, when I met them, I didn't even think about school. I didn't have no type of education. School was like on the last of my list. And like I said, when I came in, they gave me hope. They gave me the energy to think that I can actually do it, and I did it. And I'm still going.
Well, keep going. Gotta take a break. When we come back, we'll tell you about a major university that is interested in the Bridge Bread program. Stay with us. We're back after this.